Alrighty, welcome back for our next achievement run. Let's actually go ahead and reset our truck real quick, because we did take a little bit of damage. Last episode, we're driving at a fairly decent rate, and somebody ended up tipping over their trailer and coming into our lane. So we did take some damage. Let's go ahead and repair that. The next set of achievements I want to work on is going to be for the 10 male and 10 female. I believe it's called the Aspects of Professionalism. We need 10 male and female drivers. Actually, while we're here, let's go ahead and upgrade our truck. Wrong one. I don't want that one. Go ahead and max out the engine. No, that's fine. Engine retarder, and of course on this one we want... Let's go with the... That one's interesting. I think we'll go with that one. And I don't care about the paint jobs. Don't want the accessories. Alright, that'll work. So that's almost 40,000 there. So that'll leave us with 123. That's enough to buy one truck. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh, we can't because it's nighttime. That's fine. Let's go ahead and get a cargo. It doesn't really matter where we go. You know what? I wonder if we can buy them online at this hour. I doubt it. But let's go ahead and try. And I do want the Volvo. That will be interesting if we can buy online at night. Yeah, it looks like we can. Alright, we'll go ahead and purchase that one. And I want to drive it. Unfortunately, I can't do that yet. Let's go ahead and send it over here. And now can we drive it? No, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, it is what I wanted. That one right there. Okay, now that we're driving it, we should be able to hire somebody to drive that other one, and that'll knock out one of them. It doesn't matter. We just need it to be a male. Now we need to find a spot for him. I believe it was right here. Yeah, there's that red truck that we were previously using. So we've got about 20,000 to mess with. Really, that's not a whole lot when it comes to upgrades. Let's see what we can do. Go ahead and set our destination so I don't make a whole lot of mistakes here. Oh, where is it? Right there. I can't tell if the entrance is actually right there. I guess we'll head over that way and find out. So that is one male down, and we need 9 more. Yeah, I'm expecting this episode to probably be... Where's my lights? There we go. Probably going to be about 3 or 4 long, and it depends on how much money we can rack up. Hopefully this doesn't end up hurting us. He's kind of hanging out there. Awesome. He's hanging out there in the road just a little bit. And sometimes that will send your truck flying, as we've seen in one of our earliest previous episodes. Nice. One of our earlier episodes. It was a griefer came up behind us as we were leaving. And at first I didn't think he was a griefer. I thought maybe it was just an accident, but no. Turned out he tried to do it to us 2 or 3 times. And then of course we found him doing some other things as well. I think that's where we want to be, right there. 20,000 won't get us far, but hopefully it will get us maybe an engine, I'm hoping. It's 21. Tell you what, let's go for Let's just get that one for now. Wait, what else can we get? 14,000 left. Can we get a retarder? That's the next one. Yeah, we'll go for that one. That's good enough. Now to get us some cargo. We just need to make money, so the longest one is probably going to be the best one. Ooh, I don't want to go over there. Oh, looks like I don't have a choice. Okay, we're going all the way over there then. Let me just look real quick. Yeah, let's go with that one. And gotta turn our lights on again. Yeah, there's about 3,000 people online, and it looks like there's probably more than that. That's when I logged in, there was about 3,000, but it's so strange, you know. One day you could log in and it said that the server's almost full. You know, I think it can hold 4,000. You know, you log in, there'll be like 3,500 people on, and you don't see hardly anybody. And then the next time you log in, there's only 2,000 or 3,000 online, and you see people everywhere. Kind of weird how it works out. Kind of wait on this guy on the right hand side, let him go first. Alright, wiggle our way out here. The big old fat UE. Wasn't perfect, but we got her done. Alright, let's get that cargo. Looks like probably a gas tanker. I didn't actually read to see what it is. Might be milk. Surely not though. It's not the dairy place. That's probably, I'm gonna guess fuel. I'll find out here in a second. Let's see, what is it? F6? Yep, petrol. 46,000 pounds. Well, I'm glad we at least somewhat upgraded our engine. It's not the best, but better than what we had, for sure. Yeah, so from here on out, we've already got all the achievements for the trucks, the individual trucks themselves, so I'll probably just be getting straight Volvos. Of course, upgrading them before we hand them off to our drivers that we're going to be getting. So yeah, we need 9 more trucks. That's 900,000 plus upgrades plus the hiring of the drivers. So this might actually be more than four episodes long. Kind of depends on how much money we get between here and there. So on the last episode we were talking about Heaven and Earth, and the reason I think that's a really interesting game, granted it's only 2D, I wish they'd come out with something that was 3D. Well, they did, we'll get to that here in a minute, but yeah, Heaven and Earth has got a ton of different professions that you can get. You know, you first start out, you've got the basics. You gotta go down and chop down trees and start working on your lumberjack skill, as well as getting food and all that. And yeah, it's just it's an overall great survival game. Not only do you have to worry about surviving the wilderness, it's also a what do you call it? Permadeath. It's got permadeath in it. So once you lose your character, you know, you gotta start all over. But yeah, not only are you worried about the PvE, it also has PvP, open PvP, so anybody can attack you. I do like the permadeath aspect of it. It takes so long to get your skills up that PvP is pretty much based on who's got the better gear and higher skill set. So it definitely makes it interesting, and I wish they'd come out with a 3D. Well, they kind of do have one. Wasn't it? But Salem. Not the one that's on Steam. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Wow. That was going a bit too close for comfort there. I wonder if the guy that's escorting, I'm assuming that guy up there that's escorting him even knows that other guy wrecked. Probably not, because he's just cruising right down the road. Yeah, Salem the game is a game that came out after Heaven and Earth, and it is 3D, but it's still, it's kind of 3D, 2D. Hard to explain. Better graphics. The problem I have with that game is not only does it have most of the things that Heaven and Earth has in it, it also has a different food system. If you can imagine basically having 4 stomachs, the type of food you eat heals the various stomachs that you have. It is really, really hard to explain. Basically, you have a stomach that's for your hit points, a stomach that is for your, it would be equivalent to your intelligence, how well you can learn things. You have another stomach that would be, wow, there goes another wreck right there. Wow. I guess, you know what, we're going to slow down here a bit. We get it down to about 55. Hopefully I can avoid wrecks at that speed. One that would be equivalent to your stamina bar, and one that would be equivalent to, what would it, let's see, we got your intelligence, your health, your stamina. What was the 4th one? Oh, your attack damage. So you've got to balance that, depending on what you eat affects that attribute. And I didn't like that system at all, but overall I liked everything else, but I can't play that game just because of that one aspect of it. So I wish they'd come out with a version of Heaven and Earth that would be updated. Now there is a new game on Steam, and of course the name is eluding me. It just came out, it's like $10, but it looked exactly like Heaven and Earth. I was like, man, come on, just give us something with updated graphics. No, it looks like it's the exact same thing as Heaven and Earth. Heaven and Earth used to be free, but now I think you actually have to pay for it. Yeah, I just wish they'd come out with a 3D version of something that had permadeath in it with huge, vast skill sets. It's something it intrigues me, and I'm not finding very many games that have that. Now you do have, what is it? Don't Starve to Death or something like that. That was pretty cool. Seriously? Wow, maybe he had some lag or something. I don't know. Tried to avoid it. It doesn't look like we took damage. I'll find out here in a second. I want to get my speed back up there. Yeah, 50 should be good for now. Let's see if I can find the button. F6? Nope, F7. Okay, it doesn't look like we took any damage from it. Yeah, he probably just had some lag or something. Looked like he made a last second decision. A little bit distraught with myself of not reacting quick enough to get over into the other lane. Kind of saw it coming, but I didn't want to change lanes too fast because I didn't want to tip my load at the same time. And I thought I set cruise control. Let's try it again, get our speed back up. Maybe the hill slowed us down. Alright, get it up to 60 and set cruise control. I can't tell if it's set or not. Doesn't feel like it did. I'm gonna mash it again. Okay, that definitely turned it off, so that turned it back on. Hopefully. I'm going to assume it did. We're not losing speed, so. Say that just in time that we have to actually get off the road now. a bit faster than I meant to take it. Still a bit too fast. Don't want to lose the load. Yeah, we need to make a left-hand turn here. Get that signal off. Noise will drive you crazy after a while. Come on, pick up that speed. Oh, there was somebody behind us. Maybe he went the other way. Or we got so far away from him we just can't see him on the mini-map. Yeah, I wish there'd be a 3D game like that, like Heaven and Earth. I like the idea of it. I do enjoy it from time to time, but that 2D version of it, drives me nuts after a while. Yeah, I hate saying that graphics kill a game, but when it comes to that, it really does. Those games are pretty old. Heaven and Earth has been out for quite a while. Of course, I don't think it ever... I was going to say it didn't ever make it to Steam, but I think there was a version of it. I think 2.0 was on Steam for a while, and I think they took it down. It's been so long I can't remember. The one that was 2.0, if it made it to Steam, was actually buy to play. And for whatever reason, after that came out, they decided to go ahead and make Heaven and Earth the original. They either shut it down or made you pay for it. I don't remember. It's one of those games that, I did enjoy it back then, but once it got to where the graphics were so outdated I couldn't play it anymore. I kind of lost interest in the game of itself, and that's kind of sad. Definitely need more permadeath games out there. Don't Starve, that's one of them, but I don't like the particular graphics of it. It's kind of anime. Okay, I set cruise control and it doesn't appear to be working, so we'll try to set it again. Can definitely use with an icon or something to let me know that it is activated. Okay, I don't see an icon for it, but I do notice that when I push it, at least it's telling me down in the middle of the screen where your tachometer and stuff is. I'll show you here in just a second. Okay, right now I'm going to switch it off, and you can see the mile per hour going down, and then when I turn it back on, it goes back up. So I guess that's one way I can look for it. Still though, I'd like an actual button or something on the screen, and there probably is. I'm probably overlooking it. So we got, ooh boy, 35 hours, which is half an hour drive time. Let's see if we can get up to about 70. I don't think this truck is gonna make it. Even though we upgraded, I think we got, what did we get, the 600 horsepower engine, I think? We're pulling 50,000 pounds, or pretty close. Was it 46,000? Yeah, 46,000. Oh, wrong button. Quite the load. One game that is kind of 3D, but it doesn't have the permadeath system would be, you got games like Life is Futile. 7 Days to Die does if you set it up like that. But I don't feel like 7 Days to Die has enough skill sets. Life is Futile does have the skill sets that I'm looking for. It doesn't really, I don't think, has the permadeath. And of course, from what I've seen, there's so many problems with that particular game. Because I think, if I remember right, they went with their own, what is it called? Their own game engine. And just by looking at it, they've definitely had a lot of problems with that. That's why I didn't get that one. They have also I don't know if it's Zion or Exyon. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but it's X. Is it XSYON or XYSON? I believe is how you spell it. I'm not sure on the pronunciation. That one's got quite a few skill sets. The problem I didn't like with that particular game is you can only have, I believe it's only one character per account, and you cannot learn all the skills on that character. Now, they might have changed it since I last looked at it, but I didn't care for that. You know, I want one character. I want him to be able to learn everything, and I want permadeath. Permadeath, it is frustrating, but it adds a whole new element to the game. You know, you're always kind of worrying, watching your back and stuff like that. And of course, you know, you could be buddies with somebody, and he could turn around and backstab you the next day. You know, you log in and you decides that he's going to kill you. Take all your stuff. It adds a whole new aspect to the game. I really do. I enjoy it. And in my adventures with the permadeath system, I've met a lot of nice people. And of course, I get burned out before they actually have a chance to backstab me, if they would have even done that. But I've met a lot of nice people with that. I'd say I've never ran into, I have ran into some problems with PvP before, but it's never really discouraged me from the game. I've met a whole lot more friendly people than I have what you see on YouTube. You know, people basically going around destroying your stuff and stuff like that. I've never actually ran into a whole lot of that. I've seen it happen a couple of times here and there, but I've met a whole lot more nice people than I have destructive. And it cracks me up because every time I go to watch a YouTube channel or somebody where they're playing on PvP servers, that's all they talk about is people that are quite destructive, and yet here I am, and 99% of the people I run into are actually quite the opposite of that. Pretty friendly most of the time. Matter of fact, playing Ark Survival, I started out, and of course when I started out learning the game, I started out and I made my own server just for me so I could learn how to play it. And once I got that out of the way, I decided I was going to go ahead and branch off into the onto the servers. And of course you read the forums and they're telling you, oh, don't go to the PvE servers because people place objects and stuff and you won't be able to build. And I was like, yeah, okay, we'll give it a shot. And sure enough, I tried about a half a dozen PvE servers, and yeah, I couldn't find anywhere to build. Everybody had set down totems and stuff. There were places, if you were willing to branch off into, that you could somewhat build a structure, but it wouldn't be anything that you'd be happy about. You know, you'd just have like a little bitty cubbyhole type scenario. And of course, when you venture into those type of areas, the farther you get away from water, the more dangerous the dinosaurs were going to be. So that was a bit disappointing. I was like, well, okay, we will attempt the PvP servers. And let me slow down here. Good enough. Get our speed back up there. Maybe we can manage 65. We'll give it a shot. Yeah, I thought, well, we'll try the PvP servers, and I tried a couple of them. I logged in and didn't really like where I started, so, you know, I kind of chose a few. Let's get over in the right lane. We got somebody coming up behind us. Finally ended up on a server that I liked where I started, and I saw a guy that had a huge base built. I was like, you know what, maybe if I sit down close to this guy, I didn't want to get too close to him because I didn't want him to be mad at me for getting too close to him, but close enough to him that I figured, well, maybe people will leave me alone. They'll think that I'm part of his base, you know. And that was probably one of the better decisions I made. I sat down, and it was probably a good 3 or 4 days before I actually saw the guy that was building there, or that had that huge base, and outside of him I didn't see anybody else. So I was actually able to get up a wooden and eventually into stone. I met him when I was into the wood, well, I'll call the wood area. You know, you got yourself a wood house. I think I had one dinosaur at the time. Ran into him, and it was kind of odd the way I ran into him, because I'd spent so much time worrying about not only being involved with PvP, boy, that was close. Started to kind of tilt it there a little bit, but also the dinosaurs and stuff like that. Yeah, we got a speeding offense. Gonna get out of some of this here. Yeah, the way I ran into him kind of threw me off guard, because it wasn't him that I saw. It was this big old dinosaur coming right at me. I was like, oh no. It was what was it, I think it was the T-Rex, if I'm not mistaken. It might have been the Giga, I'm not sure. Yeah, I just see this thing charge at me. I was like, oh great, you know, here I am fixing to die. And then it just stopped right in front of me. I was like, you know, I didn't know what to think. I didn't want to run to my house, because I knew if it was a T-Rex or a Giga or whatever, it was just going to annihilate my wooden structure. So I was just kind of stood there for a second, and then the next thing I know, I was looking in chat and he was talking to me. I was like, oh, okay, cool, it's another player. Yeah, he was pretty friendly. He offered to help me out. Of course, I didn't want to take any resources or anything like that. I wanted to make it on my own. But yeah, I got to know him, and a few days later, I finally made it into the Stone Age, and that was when things started kind of picking up for me. I started seeing other players in chat. Well, of course, it's a global chat, but I mean, I started seeing people in local. I'm not sure if this guy's following me, or we just happen to be kind of going the same speed. Looks like he might be following me. Pretty cool. Yeah, I saw a couple of people and got out and started talking to him. Friendly. I had one guy that was taming a pterodon right outside my base, so I hopped out there and gave him a little campfire and some food, so he'd be able to tame without having to worry about his food and all that. And one day, after I got my stone house, I had about 4 or 5 dinos all pinned up and everything. I stepped outside and saw somebody, and I walked up to them to say hi, and they charged at me with, I laughed at the time. They charged at me with a wooden club. And I thought the guy was joking around. You know, I kind of took a couple of steps back, tried to chat with him vocally. And of course he kept charging at me, so like, well, maybe he couldn't hear me, you know, maybe he doesn't have speakers. I'll try to talk with him in chat. And of course me, I'm a fairly slow typer, so I'm sitting there trying to chat with him, and here he is coming at me with a club, and he got a couple of hits off on me, and finally I decided, okay, enough of that. I took him out with the crossbow. There's no way I was going to get into melee, even though I could tell he was fairly new. I didn't want to take the chance. I took him out with the crossbow. I looted all his stuff and put it in a bin right outside the house, and I told him about it. I let him come and get it while I was off doing my stuff, and came back. A couple of days later, that same guy, I saw him in chat. I kept my distance from him. You know, I tried to talk to him vocally, and of course he wasn't answering, but I managed to type to him, and he answered that way. We ended up being, I guess you would say friends, we'll say acquaintances, we'll put it that way. He never charged at me again or anything like that. And a few more days went by, and he was building a boat pretty close to where I was at. I popped over, and he was having some problems with it. He had a couple of guys there with him. I guess he built the raft on land, and it got stuck. So I went and got one of my trikes and actually untamed it and let him have it so he could tame it. I didn't want to damage his structure. Excuse me, his structure that he was working on. I let him retame it, or claim it I should say, and he pushed his raft out with it. Or attempted to push his raft out with it. It actually didn't work. He was going to have to disassemble the raft. He gave me my mount back, and I went and got him some more resources so he could rebuild his structure that he was working, his raft that he was working on. Yeah, I'm not gonna say we became friends, but we definitely worked some stuff together. We didn't build things together, but we kind of helped each other out a bit. We didn't communicate a whole lot, so I'm not gonna say we were actually friends. I think we worked past the killing each other on sight type scenario. Acquaintances, I guess, was what we're gonna call it. Yeah, definitely. I ran into more friendly people than I did destructive. As a matter of fact, one guy I ran into had said that he was out looking for one of his friends. He hadn't found him. And I was like, no, I haven't seen anybody in local today. I told him I'd definitely keep my eyes open. And I logged out. 10 or 15 minutes later, logged back in and ran across somebody else. And they're like, yeah, we're just trying to find my buddy. And I totally forgot about the first guy that I ran into. And I was like, no, I haven't seen anybody today in local. You know, it blew my mind. I totally forgot about the first guy that I ran into. And probably about another 5 or so minutes later, I ran into him again, and both those guys were there. I was like, oh, you guys were looking for each other. So I talked to him for a little bit. I don't have my horn. I forgot. Well, we were kind of low on money at the time anyways. Another thing is, when I usually find friendly people online, it blows my mind. 99% of the time I run into them, they're above me to where they could actually give me resources and stuff, and I feel bad. You know, I'm one of those guys, I like to kind of work up the ladder on my own. I don't like taking things from other people. Very seldom have I been in the position where I can actually help other people out, help them get started, and that's something I need to work on. I need to start getting myself set up and then going to, I guess, the newbie starting zones and helping other people out. That's usually about the time I get bored of games, though, is right when I get myself into a position to where I could actually help other people out. I'm pretty much done with the game by that point. I really would like to get into a game like Life is Feudal, but less buggy. I'm sure the game's, you know, it's been out for a couple of years now. Maybe it's not quite so bad. Of course, being said that, it's been out for a while. I'm sure there's probably not as many people playing it as there were in the past. You know what? I really need to see if there's a way I can disable those sun shafts. That is just downright too bright. I had already set up most of the graphic options, but downloading a couple of patches, maybe I need to redo that. I noticed there were some things that didn't get saved. "27 hours to go." This might actually end up being a 2-episode run. I'm hoping not. I kind of want to get everything in, you know, full episodes of trips, and not cutting them down. I might actually have to start taking trips that aren't quite so long, which is kind of a bummer because you don't get as much money that way. Yeah, no, I'm speeding. I'm speeding for a reason, and that is to hurry up and get this episode over with. Not necessarily over with, but not to drag it out quite so much. You know what? We might just follow this guy. He's going at a decent pace, it looks like. Yeah, I'm kind of going a little too fast with these corners anyway, so let's drop it down. Let's try 55. Yeah, it looks like that's probably what he's doing. Maybe about 55. I wonder if we're gonna have to stop for gas. Probably not. So we burned about a quarter of it. Kind of hard to see. Got a little small convoy. I wonder if we can find some more people to follow us. We got somebody coming up behind us. course, I don't have the CB on. As noted last time it came over and it was lights. Yep, I got lights on. Are they too bright, maybe? I don't know. Trying to make sure we stay in our lane here. I realize you're not really supposed to use your brights when you're flashing. You're technically supposed to turn your lights off and on, because if you're flashing your lights, you know, turning your brights on, there's a chance you could blind the person that's ahead of you. But we're playing a game, so. And turning my lights on and off is actually a whole nother keybind, and it's kind of hard to get to right now. Slow down a little bit. I don't want to tailgate this guy. You never know when he might stop or something. It looks like he is slowing down himself. Good day, sirs. Boy, that horn is loud. Yeah, I'm not sure why he slowed down quite that much. I guess maybe he's getting ready for that curve right there. No telling. Yeah, I got the CB turned off, and as noted in that last episode, and hopefully I get that edited out. Yeah, it was loud, and the reason I have it off is not only because it was fairly loud, is because you know, I can't control what other people say on the CB. So another 26 minutes, and my voice is already starting to wear out. It's been a while since I've actually talked quite that long. I kind of like following other people around. And he's doing a fairly decent speed too. This is about what I feel comfortable driving at, 50-55. And when there's nobody around, I tend to be going a little bit too fast and wrecking into those guardrails. So following this guy around might not be such a bad idea. Looks like we got somebody else coming up behind us. I wonder if he's going to follow us. This is what I like doing. This is nice, peaceful, and relaxing. Knowing there's other people on the road with you. That guy's kind of moving there a bit. You know what, that guy up there, looks like he's a fairly good driver. A lot better than I am. I might be a little bit too close to him because I couldn't see, you know, that guy that was pulled off on the shoulder. Yeah, I didn't see him until I got right up on him because that guy that was ahead of me is kind of blocking the view. So right now I can't really see what's ahead of us. I might be a little bit too close to this guy. I'm fairly certain though if he was to slam his brakes I'd be okay, maybe. Might actually start slowing, yeah, we need to start slowing down a bit. I need to start slowing out quite a bit. Not sure what's going on here. Go ahead and get over. Maybe that's not where I want to be. Yeah, we'll catch up to the next guy. Follow him around for a while. I don't know, he might be going a little bit too slow. Looks like he's doing about, I'd say 45. That's a bit too slow for me. I'd like to try to keep it above 50 since we do have quite the ways to go. Picking up speed, it looks like. Yeah, I'm not even sure what to say about that. I'm not sure if he came over into my lane. I might have been a little too close on that that lane right there. I'm not sure. I'll have to look at the playback on that one. Not sure if he came over into ours or maybe I was a little too close and went over to his. That's kind of one of those bad scenarios right there. Not only did I not see him coming up on the left-hand side, but those guys that were on the right were actually needing to be over in my lane, so that was kind of messy. Let's actually get in behind these guys and slow her down a bit. Yeah, we got somebody that needs over, so let's go ahead and squeeze over, since there's nobody coming up on us. That way they can get on the highway, and then we'll get back over. I'd like to get over again, but I don't want to cut that guy off. Oh wow, oh wow. I'm glad there was nobody in that left-hand lane. That could have been ugly. Those guys are driving a little bit too fast for a convoy that needs to get off the highway. And that's where I needed to get off. You know, it's a good thing I was paying attention to the road and not the mini-map, but still, that's where I needed to be. Alright, so how are we going to handle that? Looks like we're just going to continue going straight and hopefully make a left up here. It actually worked out a little bit because I think this one might be a little faster. Slow down here a bit. And I think the left-hand lane is where I want to be. Yeah, I have my signal on, and you were not in that lane. He changed lanes as well. Yeah, looks like he's going to undercut us. That's fine. I'll slow down here a bit. Let him pass us. I'll let him undercut us. I don't know why he's honking so much. Yep, looks like we're gonna have another wreck up here. You know what? I'm gonna get off the highway right here. Didn't see that guy. Okay, let's try not to wreck. Let's actually back up while nobody's coming. Okay, he reset his vehicle, so let's go ahead and continue on. Why am I moving so slow? Ah, it was in neutral. That's why. There we go. Yeah, I wanted to get off the highway and get out of that mess because I was having a hard time reading the map and worrying about the highway. So now, when I get up here and turn around, I can look at the map, figure out exactly which way I was supposed to be going. Looks like we need a repair as well. I don't remember. I remember that guy sideswiping us, but surely it didn't do that much damage. Yeah, the guy that came up on us from behind, he was right behind me, and I signaled to change lanes, and that's when he changed lanes as well. Not sure why he was upset about that. Definitely didn't look like he was happy though, because he sure was blowing that horn. Okay, I just want to kind of pull in here real quick and take a look at the map. Could use a repair as well, but I don't think I'm going to mess with that right now. Can we turn it sharpened up? Maybe. Awesome. Alright, let's bring up that map real quick. You know, I said I wasn't going to get a repair, but I might actually go ahead and do that because we just cut out again. Let's actually do that. So I need to go left and right. Yeah, I don't want to be having these problems. And we're still not even, I don't think we're halfway there. Yeah, getting a repair is probably not a bad idea. I'm definitely going to have to slow her down though. It's getting a little bit crazy. One more car coming and then we'll see if we can get around that guy. Looks like he's having some issues. Hopefully nobody's coming. Oh goodness, there are. Let's get out of the road. Get out of the road. Back it up, back it up, back it up. I'm not gonna be able to make that right hand turn. Let's go left. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to pull off the road there. It's good though. It's good. This is keeping me on my toes. Yeah, I kind of tapped that guy back there. Yeah, it was a dangerous spot, you know. I mean, look how fast that traffic was coming up on us. Didn't want to spend the time to actually make that turn the way I should have. Notice the road behind me is still red. Did I set a waypoint that's making that mess up? Yes, I did. Alright, get that blinker off there. Ah, that's just bright. It feels like post-processing effects. Well, it's nice and quiet when you're cruising. Our tires are shot. Actually, it's probably our gearbox, but on the mini map, it's showing it to be our tires. Alright, do we have any towns nearby? No, we got a long ways to go. We're just now leaving Onsbrook. I'm not sure what the next town over is. Lots of windmills. Yeah, I can't wait to watch this one back because I know I made a lot of mistakes, but I'm still curious about that one guy that tapped us on that left-hand side. If that was my fault or his. Not that it matters, you know. It's in the past, but I still want to know. My fault for not paying enough attention to know. And there I am driving a little too fast again. Where'd all the traffic go? You know, like 5 minutes ago there was a ton of people and now there's nobody. Yeah, there's one player. Of course, he's not going the same way we are. Yeah, that one's definitely going to be a hit. Nice. Nice spot there, bud. Looked like he jackknifed himself. Yeah, I need to reset that truck or get her out of there. Oh, this is going to be a terrible drive. We've only got about 6,000. Might have to temporarily borrow some of that 54 million just to repair ourselves. Is that a boat? Sure is. That's awesome. You know, there are places where you can get on the boats. What I'd like to see is the boats actually taking off. You know, you'd have to actually time your load. You see the boat coming in. You've got, oh, we'll just say 2 or 3 minutes to get on the boat and get parked before it takes off, and it actually, you know, shows you going down the water or something like that. That would be pretty cool. Instead of just hopping on the boat and getting a cutscene and all of a sudden you're there. Alright, any cities nearby? Amsterdam. I think we're going to shoot for that. Get a repair there. I'm just riding those strips. Oh boy, don't tip. Yeah, let's slow her down. A couple of hot air balloons. How in the world are those guys catching me that fast and not tipping over? Well, of course they are riding on the shoulder. Of course I am too. I can't say too much. We're going to drop her down to 55. Because we do have a pretty good curve coming up. Actually, this looks like it might be part of town, so we probably need to slow her down quite a bit. Hopefully we can find the repair center up here. I think it's straight ahead. It's kind of hard to tell. There's so many people here. Wow, there's a lot of people. This might not be the best place to get a repair. We're gonna try. You know what? We are actually over halfway there, because when we get on that boat, I think that's going to take a lot of the time away, and I think the boat is not that far from us. And I don't remember Amsterdam being quite this crowded. I know Rotterdam is. I didn't think Amsterdam was this crowded. Alright, come on, red light. Might actually just go right through it if nobody's coming. Yeah, and there is somebody coming. I'm not sure which way he's going to go yet, so we'll wait here a second. Let him do his thing. Oh, malfunction. Not the best time to be malfunctioning. I can't see that there. Okay, let's go ahead and go. Okay, is that the repair center? I think it is. So we can squeeze up in here. It's hard to find that icon. Okay. Oh, I had it. Back up just a little bit. There we go. 8,000. How much do we have? We have, is it 8,560? Oh, wow. There goes almost all our money. Let's go ahead and do it. We got $96 left over. And get over here. I need to redo the map, because I think that we still have that waypoint that's down that I don't want there. Yeah, where is it? Right there. Get rid of that one. I think everything else is going to be fine. Yep, that'll be fine. Yeah, we're almost there. Hop on that boat. If we can make it out of here alive. $8,000 is really cheap. I was expecting it to be somewhere in at least 30,000. Alright, nobody that way and nobody that way. Give him some room. Looks like he needs to back up a bit. Yeah, he's got plenty of room. Light's green. There we go. I don't know if that was lag or what, but it looked like he kind of hit the guardrail there a little bit. So we can kind of inch by him here without touching him. I don't mind hitting the curb a little bit. I don't want to hit him. One of us has got some lag. I don't know if it's him or the server. Whoa, he's gonna hit that guy. Let's get out of here. Yeah, he did. He hit him. He's got some lag going on or something, so. Okay, this guy's just sitting here. We'll go ahead and wait because the light is red. I'm gonna get an outside view. It might be a little bit loud, so I'll warn you now. Okay, well, I definitely can't back up because there's somebody behind us now. Alright, come on, let's go. Green light. That truck has got like his yellow blinker stuck or something. Yeah, he's blinking. Okay, I guess. Oh boy. Ah, really? Oh, that lag will get to you. Yeah, just gonna have to be careful. I can't tell if he's coming over in our lane or what. He's kind of hogging the white line there. Speeding offense? Really? 35 miles an hour is speeding? Was it supposed to be 30, I guess? No, it was 31. Yep, I guess I was speeding. 35 is kind of the norm around here. If you get down to 25 and 30, it's usually going to be on your side streets. Not very many places you're going to find 30 mile an hour in town. So we can get the rest of the way there without any accidents. I'm gonna tip that load if I'm not careful. Yeah, it was a bit on the fast side. Another turn coming up pretty soon. I don't like these turns off the highways. 50 miles an hour right into a red light. Not even a red light, this one. Yeah, looks like we made it. At least we made it to the ship part of it. Yeah, post-processing. I feel like my brights are on and they're not. Oh, that was way too fast. Way too fast. Alright, so where do I need to be to get on the ship? Right there, I guess? Yeah, I passed it. Yeah, we only got one option, so let's do it. Pull up over here and I need to take me a quick one. I'll go ahead and make sure I try it. Well, I'll try to make sure I get this cut out. It'll only take me a few seconds here. BRB. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. Finish up our journey now. We did cross the line, so I need to make sure that I make sure that we get in the right lane, I should say it that way. We'll be driving on the left now instead of the right. Come on, let's go. Oh, it is slow getting up that speed. Yeah, it definitely feels like there's more players online that have been in the past, even though the numbers are saying that there's quite a few on. Like I said, there's about almost 3,000 people online. Oh, come on. I'm not going that fast. 34 miles an hour. That's not that fast. A little bit too fast for this, but I don't like these anyway. I hate roundabouts. Yeah, it looks like our money jumped up quite a bit after taking that boat ride. Which is good, because that means we can upgrade this truck and get ready to hand it off. Of course, we still need to buy another truck before we can hand this one off. And this might be an episode of truck at this rate. We're getting into the achievements that are just going to take us quite a while to finish out. You know, we need 10 trucks, which is it's gonna be, I'm gonna say 1.5 mil by the time we upgrade the trucks and all that. And then one of the other achievements is for getting all the garages within our hometown, I believe. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to stop. Goodness. And that one's gonna run us, so I think we need 3 garages. That one might actually be easier to knock out. Yeah, we're gonna keep doing this one for now. So we've got a lot of empty garages that we need to fill up anyway. There, 3 more minutes. Thank goodness too, because my voice is getting a little bit on the wore out side. Yeah, we still got half a tank of gas. Probably need to make sure we get her filled up next time. Let's see if we can actually see the town from here. No, almost though. I think it's just barely up on the northwest side. Probably another few seconds and we'll be able to see it. Just kind of coasting down the road. Got an excavator there. Yeah, definitely. I'm going to try to look at the graphic options again, see if I can get rid of that bloom. I know in the past I would have turned that off. Alright, we need a little bit of speed here. We got people coming up behind us. Not much I can do though, man. That hill is killing it. I still can't see town yet. Yeah, we don't want to pick up too much speed. Ooh, is that guy gonna wreck? Ooh, glad I wasn't going any faster. Yeah, we got quite a few of these curves. It's gonna take us a while to get there at this rate. Try not to drive too slow, because I know that guy's catching up to us, and I don't want to be holding him back, because not everybody likes to drive slow. Of course, I'm not doing a very good job of driving slow overall, anyway. Can we make it at 45? That one, yes. This one, no. Please don't tip. Please don't tip. Oh, I can feel it. I can feel it leaning. Like, at least the cab is leaning. I don't know about the trailer. My eyes were not going that far over. I was concentrating on the road. Oh boy. I'm glad there's nobody coming. Please don't let nobody come. Whew. Alright, slow her down. Slow her way down. Yep, 30 sounds good. I think 30 will be fine. Alright, one more curve, and I think that looks like that's going to be the end of that for a while. Looks like we lost that guy that was coming up behind us. Which means he's probably a decent driver, because I am going way too fast for some of these curves. And there's another curve up there. Thought we were getting out of that. Also got a town coming up. Well, this is gonna be one long video. I'm not even sure if I can get all that up in one video. Kind of depends. I'm gonna try to push this up as one video, but given the fact that I've had a lot of problems with the internet in the past, I might have to chop it down into 2 to get it up there. I'd rather do that than to sacrifice the quality of it. You know, I could chop the quality down and get it up as 2 video or as 1 video, but I really don't want to do that. I'd rather keep the quality up there. Alright, less than 2 minutes. Let's go. Come on. Let's do it without crashing though. Now it feels like it's lonely again. Where'd everybody go? I guess, a decently exciting run. Quite a few wrecks. I feel like if I was driving a little bit slower, I probably could have avoided some of those. It's just hard to drive slow when there's nobody around. You kind of want to go faster and faster to hurry up and try to find some people to follow. There's another hot air balloon. Alright, we gotta be getting close now. Indeed we are. Glasgow, that's where we're headed to. Home stretch. Don't know if you guys will be able to see that or not. It just popped up in red text. I guess they're having problems with people acting like they're police cars. I noticed on some of my recordings that red text hasn't been coming up there, so I'm not sure if that, I'm not sure what causes that. Because I've got it on screen capture, it should be capturing everything, but yeah, for some reason it's not. It's kind of unusual, because it does capture whenever people are typing in chat. Captures that. So I don't know why it wouldn't capture the red text. Alright, we need to make a right-hand turn up here somewheres. Glasgow is in the middle lane, so we'll go ahead and get over there. Which probably doesn't matter. I probably could have stayed in the right-hand lane. I think I can. Maybe. Didn't really feel like it was that steep, but when we actually hit it, yeah, it slowed us down there a little bit. I don't want to get up too much speed because we do need to get off right here. Looks like it's going to be a left-hand turn. A bit wide. We really burned that gas on that trip. Mostly probably because of my driving. That's probably where a quarter of that tank went to. almost there. Got one more turn to go to. Now we can make it up this hill. That makes me wish I actually had a gear shifter for this. Probably a good thing I don't, though. I'd probably be really burning the gas. After that car goes, we'll go ahead and go through the red light there. Yeah, it looks like he pulled in. Okay. I was worried. I thought maybe he's going to come all the way out into our lane, and he still might. Hey, he hit something. Maybe he just stopped really quick. Looked like he might have hit the guardrail. And we made it. Let's see if we can actually get it parked. I like what they did with the ground, the textures on the ground like that. I kind of wish, though, well, I guess it wouldn't make sense. Kind of like Farming Simulator, you left tracks, but really, unless you're burning rubber or something, I guess that wouldn't make sense. Not in this game. Let's see if we can get her kind of angled. Not doing a very good job. Well, I don't know. It might straighten out all right. Maybe. Might work. See if I can do it without hanging my head out the window. We might actually get her done. Wouldn't say perfect, but not bad. Definitely not perfect. A little bit too much on the right. But the game's going to give it to us, so we'll take it. Gimme, gimme. Satisfaction. Well, that's right. We did take some damage, didn't we? Yep. Took a bit of damage. I think we'll go ahead and park her here. And we got 185, so we might actually get us another truck on the next episode. And that will be, I believe, our second. Let's just find out real quick. Company manager, and I actually want the drivers. So we've got 12 trucks. One of them is a car, so that bumps us down to 11, and we already got the 10 females. So yeah, that is 1 male, and we've got 9 more to get. So I think we'll go ahead and end it here. Hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, Scully signing out.